What if I told you one family has been pulling the strings of the world's economy for over 250 years? There's a narrow, cobblestone alley in Frankfurt, Germany. The year is 1744. A Jewish family lives here in a cramped ghetto, barely noticed by the world around them. Above their doorway hangs a small red shield, Roth Schild in German. A humble sign, an ordinary name, but that name would one day make kings tremble. Mayor Amschel Rothschild was born in that alley, the son of a modest coin dealer. He grew up learning the language of money, not just how to count it, but how to move it, multiply it, and make it whisper secrets that others couldn't hear. He had a gift that no school could teach. He understood that real power was never worn on a crown. Real power lived in a ledger. Mayor had 5 sons, and like a chess grandmaster, he placed each one on the board of Europe with surgical precision. Amschel stayed in Frankfurt. Salomon went to Vienna. Nathan sailed to London. Carl headed to Naples. And James settled in Paris. 5 cities, 5 brothers, 1 family, 1 iron rule. Trust no outsider more than you trust each other. This was the world's first international banking network. And it was built not by a government or a king, but by one father's obsession and 5 sons' loyalty. Then came the moment that made them immortal. It was 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon Bonaparte stood on one side, the Duke of Wellington on the other. The fate of Europe hung on a single day of blood and cannon smoke. Every investor in London was frozen with uncertainty. If Napoleon won, British bonds would collapse. If Wellington prevailed, they would soar. Nathan Rothschild knew the result before anyone else. His private courier network, faster than any government dispatch, brought him the news of Napoleon's defeat hours ahead of the official announcement. But Nathan did not cheer. He walked calmly to the London Stock Exchange, took his usual place by a pillar, and began selling bonds. Slowly at first, then faster. The market watched. The logic was simple. The Rothschilds always knew something. If Nathan was selling, Britain must have lost. Panic swept the floor. Prices cratered. Investors dumped everything. Nathan's agents, positioned quietly across the exchange, bought all back, at the lowest prices in years. When Wellington's victory was announced hours later, the market exploded upward. In a single afternoon, Nathan Rothschild earned a fortune so vast it arguably exceeded the annual revenue of the British government itself. He had not fired a single shot. He had not commanded a single soldier. He had simply known first and acted last. From that day forward, the Rothschild family became more than a banking dynasty. They became a myth, a shadow, a force that moved beneath the surface of empires. They financed the British purchase of the Suez Canal. Their loans helped fund railroads across continents. It was whispered, though never confirmed, that during the American Civil War, they quietly held interests on both sides of the conflict. Their family motto, said to come from Mayer himself, was devastatingly simple. Give me control of the nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws. Generations passed. Wars came and went. Empires rose and crumbled. The Rothschild family endured, not through armies, not through politics, but through the quiet accumulation of influence. By the late 19th century, they were estimated to control wealth equivalent to nearly half of the world's total financial assets. Today, no one truly knows the extent of their holdings. They have never released a full accounting. Their wealth is woven into vineyards in France, investment banks in London, mineral rights across continents, invisible, untouchable, and deliberately obscure. That is their greatest weapon. Not gold, not armies, not even intelligence. Silence. While the world argues about who holds power, the Rothschilds have never needed to argue. They simply hold it, quietly, patiently, across generations, behind a little red shield on forgotten alley in Frankfurt. They built their empire not with war, but with something far more durable. They built it with time.